My name is Gabe Santos, and I've been involved with Tipping Point for the last 8 years. This year, I'm thrilled to be speaking with you as chair of Tipping Point's board of directors. Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor passed down by Tipping Point's legendary founder, Daniel Lurie. But I'd like to start by acknowledging the pain and suffering taking place at this moment around the world. My hope is that the next hour provides an antidote to the heartbreak, a chance for us to connect with the spirit of hope and a shared sense of purpose. We're here because Tipping Point's work is not just important and necessary, it's also because we know its impact. And that impact is multi-generational. Just as the cycle of poverty affects one generation and then the next, we don't nearly talk enough about the compounding effect of Tipping Point's work to prevent poverty. Stable work and housing, a healthy pregnancy, the chance to go to college. These all benefit not just one person, but their children and their children's children, building upon ways in which we cannot always measure. And that's the paradox of interventions before people experience poverty. People don't always see the work that we do, but it's an invisible thread weaving through our community, strengthening its fabric. You know, as I prepared for this morning, I was reminded of a black and white photo that sits in my office. My mom and aunt are young girls in Stockton sitting on my grandfather's tractor. You know, wide smiles, so proud of their dad. My mom was 6 years old, the same age as Clara, my youngest daughter. I grew up hearing the stories of my grandfather's struggles in life as a seasonal farm worker from Mexico. The back-breaking labor, the months away from home, and the low pay. It was an early lesson for me that work ethic alone does not propel you forward. You know, I often gaze at the photo and try to imagine my grandfather's aspirations for his daughters as I think about my hopes for my own. I stop and wonder what he wanted for that 6-year-old version of my mom. A good education, a roof over her head, a table filled with food, a path toward a good job. But sometimes I can't help but think, but maybe it was just more time to spend with her. I know that these are basic aspirations and hopes that we all hold for ourselves, for our children, for our community. But opportunities are not equally distributed. And having been given opportunities in key moments in my life, I am here, I'm standing before you because I want to do my part to help others achieve their goals and get put on a path to prosperity. For me, one of my first jobs was going door to door selling knives. Trust me, it's a thing. It's odd, but it's true. You learn a lot about life by getting dropped into a neighborhood at 3 p.m. with nothing but like a printout of your assigned streets for that day. It's summer, so it's hot, and you're a 6 foot, 200-pound guy who shows up a little sweaty with a clipboard and a brochure about knives. And you really only have about 10 seconds once that door opens to capture their attention and sell them. So you spend the next few hours getting doors slammed in your face, barked at by dogs, insulted because you interrupted dinner, and then eventually told to get off their property. Needless to say, I didn't sell many knives that summer. But from these experiences, you learn to keep moving forward. You learn resilience. But you also learn that hard work and tenacity are only part of the equation. After being the first in my family to graduate college, I went straight from undergrad to law school. And after getting my first law firm job, I realized I didn't want to be a lawyer. I wanted a career in finance. The problem was that I had no background in business or network of contacts. So I did what I knew how. I hit the pavement. I took night classes in corporate finance at a local college, and I would literally sit down to have coffee with anyone willing to speak with me. But it took a chance meeting in 2002 when I was fortunate to connect with someone who took notice of me, who believed in me, and eventually made a key introduction to a hiring manager. That one career break in finance got me on the path to where I am today. And I can't help but wonder, but what kind of life my grandpa could have had if he had his break. You can listen to my story and use it as an example of economic opportunity and upward mobility. Focusing on individual stories is easy. There will always be exceptions to any rule. But as a society, we cannot measure success based on the number of exceptions to the rule. We know that people can have all the talent, drive, and preparation, but it must be matched with opportunity. I believe at its core, tipping point is the equivalent of that person who took notice of me and who believed in me. This morning, you'll hear stories of our grantees going to bat for people, providing the right support at the right moment. We'll start by talking about Tipping Point's investments and programs that help workers build the skills and experience to pursue careers with livable wages and a path to advancement. It's my privilege to introduce Brianna Robinson from Opportunity Junction, an organization doing exceptional work in this area. Opportunity Junction offers job training and placements in careers that lead to long-term financial security. Brianna has been with Opportunity Junction in various roles since 2006. This year, she became president and CEO and is leading Opportunity Junction into an exciting new chapter. Please help me welcome Brianna Robinson to the stage.